The magic skill muse. Get on with the magic skill muse, kids. Time for the magic skill muse. It's time for the magic skill muse to explore the rainforest. Oh, get off. Sorry, don't get off. Come to me, microphone. Okay. The magic skill muse explores the rainforest. Magic skill muse. You can't see all of that. Let's play the magic skill muse. Your system is running in 16-bit colours. We'll survive. I will change the resolution. I don't need that again. This is the Magic School Bus explores the rainforest. The Magic School Bus is a beloved old 1990s cartoon, beloved of Americans, that was a children's. It was meant to teach children education. And it was that. I think I saw it once. I remember seeing it once or twice back in the day. Probably when I was off sick from school. Yeah, it was one of those weird shows that was on that you only saw when you were off sick from school. You know what I'm talking about. Those weird educational shows for children and weird children's cartoons that were only ever broadcast at that time. The deaf slots. I guess they weren't good enough for anything else. I remember Cartoon Network had ones like that. There was one about a dog. This orange dog with a really weird photorealistic looking face. Well, a weird face. Or this orange dog. And there was another one, Flying Rhino Junior High. Just weird things like that. I remember there was one about somebody having to get Pythagoras' serum to cure a disease or something. Just a weird one. I remember the one with the dog with the weird face being really weird. But I don't even remember what it was. I don't remember what it was called. I just remember it was really strange. And nobody's heard of it, I'm sure. Back in the early 2000s. These are the deaf slots for these things. Just nobody ever saw them because they were at school. Unless they were ill. But anyway, that's those. The cartoon. I don't know what Cartoon Network's doing now. They're probably showing. At this point, they're probably showing documentaries on building nuclear rocket engine thruster fuel gases and build your own leather briefcase and antique flogging shows and stuff like that. That's what happens. But anyway, so this is the Magic Skill Muse explores the rainforest. What are we looking at here? They're in the Magic School Bus children in the classroom. Well, the Magic School Bus is a TV children's education about a school with a class of children in the class of the school. And they got a teacher called Ms. Frizzle, I think it's Ms. Frizzle, who's a wacky woman. And she's got a magical school bus that takes them on magic journeys. That's the Magic School Bus in the background right there. She takes them. They got magic. Magic's got a magic school bus that takes them to magical places for magic educational purposes. And so they go to various extremely dangerous, death-defying places that there's no way the education system would allow children to go to. I mean, they have to sign affidavits and 10 legal forms and stuff in order to take a photograph of the children nowadays. So it's like taking them into outer space or inside someone's body and like taking them to the bottom of the sea would probably be frowned on by most parents. But maybe not. Maybe they just don't care. Anyway, what on earth? Was it loading that? Has it been loading that for the last 2 minutes? There's Miss Frizzle. Whoa.
If you want to help my students turn the classroom into a rainforest,
I think I recognise this thing.
go on a field trip and find what's missing from these.
Yeah, Miss Frizzle is trying to force us into the plot here, where to actually go to the rainforest and collect stuff for the field trip, as Americans call it. A field trip. It's a, what do they call it in Britain actually? A school trip, I think. They just call it a school trip. They call it a field trip in America. I remember in Ocarina of Time, Zelda Ocarina of Time, silence Frizzle. How do I shut her up? Which one of these buttons gets me to close the briefcase and not go to the rainforest? Well, that one works. Where was I? Frizzle. See, the brief London, no, the rainforest. But yeah, the rainforest is... Yeah, so they go to the...
If you need a few hints about the Rainforest Toolbox's missing material, give the toolbox...
I think there was one episode, according to something I read once on the internet, there's an episode where that yellow-haired boy at the bottom nearly gets killed. Something almost kills him. He almost dies on the magic trip. Anyway, whatever. This is all very happy and jolly and whimsical and stuff. Everybody that... America loves this show. So I better watch my lip. And... Where am I? So, the yellow-haired boy is the... I mean, you can tell because he's wearing glasses, but he's the coward. He's the one that doesn't want anything to do with it. He's the silly stick in the mud that doesn't want to go into outer space or to the bottom of the ocean and deal with like sharks and life-threatening monsters and things. So, the silly boy. He should be like all of his other get-along gang generic friends who all agree with each other and everything. Now, they're very... you can. It's a 1990s education game for children, which means you can click on objects in the room and stuff happens. Like that. All these 1990s education games did this. Like, every room was just, you can click on stuff and things happen. It was the thing. They all did. I think maybe they couldn't really do much else. Oh, so that thing took us in here. Well, that's fine. Let's see what there is to see. Let's see, we click the ant nest. The ants
might not look majestic, but they're the real kings and queens of the rainforest. They live throughout the ecosystem and affect it in many ways.
Right, the ants dug that unremarkable line. They should have drawn it to draw a... Should have drawn a photorealistic reconstruction of Martin Luther King's face. Like my class drew once. In one of my classes at school once, they had us drawing Martin Luther King. Well, they made us do a little piece of A4 paper about Martin Luther King, and they asked us to draw his face. And everybody in the class took some image of him had been given and traced the image with a tracer, however that works. I don't think I've ever done tracing, but they traced the image so that it was identical. Everybody had a big picture of Martin Luther King's proud, beaming face, except one person. There was one person in the class that didn't do that, and they drew the face themselves, and it came out looking absolutely hilarious. Completely just... totally, just ridiculous. And that person was, of course, me. I still remember that. I wish I'd kept that thing. It was brilliant. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. His ears were at different heights from each other. It was glorious. Like, I based it on the image, but I drew it myself. Anyway. Flowers. Oh, it's got to load. It's got to load the flowers. Oh.
To keep from getting munched on, many rainforest plants have leaves that are poisonous to insects. One example is the bush that makes tea leaves. Insects hate it.
This is really...
My mom isn't an insect. She loves tea.
Yeah, good thing your mother's not an insect. That's well said, my friend. I don't know what any of these characters' names are. That boy, I'm guessing his name starts with R, so we're going to call him Reginald. That sounds like an appropriate name. He's got a backwards baseball cap on, so it makes sense. Now that bell... What's this? Quiz. Oh, stuff the quiz. Let's click that toucan there. Flapping away. One thing I remember about this game is that...
Birds in the rainforest are colorful, beautiful, and diverse. But I wonder why their wings sometimes look so short.
These children are the biggest swats...
According to my research, those short, broad wings are great for flying in between all the trees in the dense forest.
These children are such know-it-alls. They know everything about the rainforest, and we've not even gone there yet. They boned up on the knowledge, just like Seymour Skidless would have approved. I'm afraid to click anything now, because they're going to give me a lecture about it. I don't want to learn things, I'm an adult.
In the rainforests, including ones that like to eat the fruit that falls in the water. I've heard of fruit flies and flying fish, but I've never heard of fruit fish.
What's in the lockers? There better not be a separate thing for each locker. There better not be a separate lecture. You're going to talk about turtles? Are they, huh? Come on, one of you, talk about turtles. Whoa! Oh, the games. I was in the middle of saying the games. The games were good in this, or at least I liked them. Well, not all of them. But the mini games that come with this, I was surprised by. Like this escaping monkey one, I remember playing that first and being thought, wow, this is much like Addy. I thought this is good for an educational game. But for an educational game being the key thing, of course.
Use your mouse to guide Adelaide from branch to branch.
Yes, Miss Fizzle, I'll guide Adelaide. I'll guide Adelaide through the rainforest.
Hold the button down. The
Wow!
jump.
Wow! Miss Fizzle. Oh, they can take the boring normal route for squares that don't want to get eaten by Draculas, like that glasses boy. Or we can take the bonus route for the real kids in the magic school bus. Let's take the bonus route. Now, how does this work again? Well, not like that. Okay, we got to hold down the mouse button to build up that power meter. But we got to do it just enough so that we land on that branch there. There. Yeah, I remember being impressed as a child because this actually does require some skill. Even then, I thought that educational games usually just the lowest common denominator. Like if there's a game in them, the game will be insanely easy. But here you got to... It's not quite so simple. Like, yeah. I know there's... Yeah, I forget how many levels there are, but there's quite a few. Oh, the bird! Oh, what the... Oh, fantastic. That's all I need, mate. Eh! Made it. Oh! Whoa. Serves you right! Right! Anonymous. Oh, look at who's Liz? Liz has trumped everyone. I don't have a chance. At least I beat Ralphie. Right, I'll bet Ralphie's the one with the R on his shirt. That's it. Ugh. I can't let Liz win. Liz is going, that's it, this is personal now. I was about to say that I'd just leave the game at that. You've seen everything, but I've got to beat Liz. Which one of these is it? That's the enclosed instruction book there, I'd imagine. There's a question mark. Nothing's doing anything, though. Is it just going to take us out of this? Play again, yes, play again. Silence, child. I'm older than you, so stop talking. I've got the authority to do that. Right, let's take the bonus route again. No, we can't beat Liz this rate. Yeah, this was the first game I played in this, and I remember playing it in the classroom here, and I was surprised. It takes takes a I don't know, it takes something. Some kind of sense of timing. Right, level 2. Actually, the educational games that were games, I think I hated the most. I like them better when they... I like them when they just separated out the gameplay stuff into actual games like this, with no education involved. Oh, we get an option here. You see that? Yeah, the bonus route gives you more points. There's no educational value to this game, it's just a game. So stuff like the bonus thing shows they cared. That's how I saw it. Yeah, I never liked educational games where they actually tried to make the education part the game. Make that fun. I didn't like that. I think the bonus was collecting that extra banana! Alright. Oh! Yeah, past the nettles. I didn't like it when they made the learning fun. As in, to answer the maths questions, you had to... They give you 5 plus 6, and then you had... What on earth? Oh, look at this. Whoa! Brother! That's like just over half the bar and it went all the way across the other side of the screen. What on earth is like... Oh my. Oh, come on. Ugh, brother. Have we got to do it again? I'm not worried about collecting the fruit, I just want to survive. Right there. When it was a game like add 5 and 6, but to do it you've got to run to one side of the screen and pick up the letter and then take it to the other side and stuff. I didn't care. I don't know, I didn't find that entertaining at all. I'd rather just answer the stupid question and then get to play a game as a reward with no education. But very few of these educational games had that philosophy. Most of them tried to do what I just described, integrate the fun with the learning, but that didn't work for me. I've got a feeling I speak for most children in that. I've got a feeling most children would agree. They didn't enjoy that sort of thing. Would have rather had this. which I got with this game. Too bad they were teaching such a worthless subject, because explosive. Well, nothing wrong with the rainforest, but it's not gonna help you become a respectable chartered accountant, is it? Knowing about the rainforest. Alright, I'm satisfied. We beat Liz, although we're anonymous, but I don't care about names. What's her name, huh? Any other anonymous with monkey is sweet. So that was the games was in that bottom locker from the right. Let's go to the second one from the right, top. Okay, it's one of those ping pong bats with the balls attached to the bat for some reason. We can't click that. There's one there. How about this one? Whoa! Oh dear. It's going crazy. Huh? Rainmakers? What's this? Music Pen presents the bus mechanics. The bus mechanics with the credits. Oh, I get it. The Rainmakers, the makers of the Rainforest game. Rick Lloyd. Well, these are the bus mechanics. All these people. Also, these people are all the ones that made the magic bus. They're all the mages. They're all the magicians. Like Zbner copy. That sounded like a magic spell incantation there. No offense, sir, but it did. 3D animator Vivian. Well, that's all the credits. You can watch that. What's this? Music on. Music pen. Sorry. Huh? Oh well. Oh well. You don't get to hear. You don't get to see all the credits. I'm afraid. After all, I've messed it up. The Scholastic team. And then photo and video. Ah, of course, all the people that got the photos of the rainforest. Man, I've got to finish that stupid monkey game. Like, I got fairly far through, but I still didn't complete it. Yeah, all this stuff is supply. We click the snake to escape from any room that we're in, or whatever. Okay, I don't want to click the children. They're never going to stop talking, but let's bite the bullet already. Come on. Rainforest me.
Parts of the rainforest die, and then rebuild themselves all the time. I don't get it. How can something die, and then fix itself back up?
Well, you can always pour tea on it.
Rainforests help recycle carbon dioxide into the oxygen that everybody needs to breathe. And by reducing the amount of carbon dioxide in the air, they help prevent global warming.
Okay. The vines stay on the earth, I noticed there. We're not going to get rid of those. This is an appropriate game because it is the 90s. Magic School Bus in the Rainforest is the 90s, back when everything was ecology and saving the environment back then. That was all children's entertainment. There's just no end to it. So the canopy is the top of the rainforest, understory is the bottom, and the treefall gap is something else, I don't know. In primary 6, in my Scottish school system, it's grade 6, basically, we learned about the rainforest. There was a section about the rainforest. That was how... I suspect they don't bother with that anymore. That was probably a 90s thing, because again, the 90s was just... The 90s was Captain Planet and stuff for children. They really wanted to give the children a sense of the importance of the environment. I don't know why they bothered, because there's no saving it. We're all dead. Spoilers, kids. We're all going to get ice cap melted.
Not cold.
What?
Unlike rainforests in the rest of the world, these rainforests
Well, maybe they just wanted to
but they do have some neat animals that are all their own, like banana slugs, rubber boas, and elk.
Okay.
Asian rainforests range from the west coast of India to Indonesia, the Philippines, New Guinea, and some of the tropical islands.
Hey, it's me!
Here, animals like orangutans and macaques live among the tall trees that look like giant lollipop orchards.
Wow, fascinating. Let's move on to that one. I think I might, for the sake of entertainment value or something, I might just shut these sprogs up eventually. I don't think anybody wants to actually hear useful facts about the rainforest. I don't think anybody actually wants to hear interesting facts about the rainforest. You don't care about meaningful things. Oh, it's that monkey. Oh, he's upset because we failed him. Doesn't matter how many times that anteater flicks his tongue at the ants. Not one of them goes down his thing for putting my ants in. What's this? Super guy? Okay, a generic superhero. The masked walrus. Another generic thing. Did we get more than... Took a while for me to get that masked walrus. The flowers.
Soccer team knows about defense.
No, quiet. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, it froze, but it's fine now. That was those. There's the cat. Oh, quiet, girl.
The rainforests are colorful, but you won't find the leaves changing color the way they do in other places. That's because the rainforest has no fall.
Yeah, what we call it autumn in
Rainy
Britain.
season is during winter and spring. Dry season is during summer and fall. But in a lot of rainforests, it never really gets dry, even in the dry season.
Yeah, well, that does make sense, because they're called rainforests.
Unlike temperate
Quiet.
parts of the
No,
world,
I said quiet. Stop.
How can I
Oh, I
leave
clicked
the
her.
web of life when my threads are all tangled?
Oh, first world problems, madam. Relax.
All life in the rainforest
There's worse
is
things in the world.
connected.
Well, did I talk to you?
These insects are really bugging me. My beetles
Oh,
look like bees, and my katydid looks like a leaf, and my butterflies are bright blue because I ran out of orange paper. Everyone knows insects don't look like that.
Oh, a letter? For me? Oh, no, it's not. I'm disappointed now. Oh, hey! Greetings from the Jurassic period, I believe it said. Hi from a Magna Mater. Hey! What's shaking? Hello from a fault. Brother, they didn't give you much time to read these. Slow down for the 10-year-olds, living large in an intestine. Sounds like an average weekend at the Kim Kardashian's house. I was topical, relevant that. I know nothing at all, actually, about Kim Kardashian. Is it a man or a woman? I don't even know. Okay. I genuinely don't know. I mean, Kim's a female name, isn't it? But I thought I remembered seeing that it was a man somewhere. I don't even, what is Kim Kardashian? Is it a singer? I think it's just one of those people that are just famous because they're famous, and that's literally it. It's a rolling ball, fame. It just keeps on gathering its moss. Wait, gathering no moss, excuse me. It keeps on, well, it keeps on gathering, like, loyal followers. Like, if you imagine a Katamari Damacy ball, then, like, when you become famous enough, then you start, the more you roll along, the more loyal fans sort of just get sucked into your ball along the way and, like, rolls it along. Like, if you're super famous and you decide to make a cup of tea, if you decide to make a cup of coffee, then on your walk to the coffee machine, if you televise it and put it on YouTube, then your boring daily march to the coffee machine will turn into, you'll gather fans. They'll all be lying like on the ground as you walk up to the coffee machine, and when you walk over the bodies, then they'll start to rotate around you like a planet orbiting the Earth. And if you're famous enough, then even something as mundane as a coffee trip will turn into a mini planetarium solar system rotation system. You know, you'll have all these fans rotating around you, and your YouTube video will have 1 million views, and you'll be making coffee. And so that's Kim Kardashian. Now let's get out of this room. No, wait, actually, let's go back and take the quiz. Gotta take the quiz! Come on. Oh my goodness. Not talking to you. Come on, we've not even got out of the classroom yet. This whole game is about going to the rainforest and doing stuff there. Right, quiz time. The school bell is the quiz, interestingly. So that's what they chose to represent the quiz. Oh wait, I thought I said quiz. It says quit. What a dafty I am. Right, let's forget that then. We just rang. What? Go back. There's a flying saucer down there. Oh, they're just going to say something like, if I click that, one of these children will just say, in the African rainforests, aliens land regularly to monitor the canopy rainfall intake. People have been abducted by aliens 5 times a week for 7 years. And that in the rainforest there. And yeah, what an out-of-this-world experience! They've got to put a stupid pun at the end of it to be a 90s cartoon.
Wanda's toolbox isn't working?
Quiet.
Click on it.
Quiet! Hello.
We'll never get our classroom decorated in time for Rainforest Day. This bioclonic toolbox of rainforest models that I bought looked so good in the catalog, but now there's stuff missing.
The big...
Maybe if we just leave the toolbox alone, it'll decorate the room by itself.
Oh, there we go. That's
After all, the rainforest seemed to do just fine on
that's
their own.
the coward answer.
Arnold, the rainforest
Norman.
had millions of years to get that way.
Nigel,
We only have a
Cuthbert,
week. If only we could
Ducey.
figure out what's missing from Wanda's toolbox.
I don't know where Ducey came from, but just like scaredy cat
If you hear
names.
about the rainforest toolbox is missing material.
Yeah, so
Give
the plot is that the conflict is that our precious toolbox needs to have stuff in it to decorate with the rainforest, and instead of the children doing what any normal child would do and getting the mother to make a laughable little papier-mâché thing, you know, for them and bring that in there, these kids really feel the need to go to the rainforest and collect things there, or rather we have to do that for them. They're all staring straight at us, except actually for
ready for
Cuthbert
a
there.
field trip. Click the
He's
box.
looking to the top left corner of the room. He doesn't really want to acknowledge us, he's shy. Let's click on him anyway. I acknowledge the unacknowledgeable. Hi, Nigel. Hi,
It
Nigel.
would be easy to get some rain for my project. All I have to do is plan a picnic, and then I know it will rain. But how do I show rain indoors?
Well,
I wonder what kind of homes animals have in the rainforest. If it rains that much...
you know what, I'm not going to
they
spend
have
forever with
better.
this game. Nobody actually cares.
I have to show that different animals live in different parts of the forest.
Whoa!
That sounds easy.
Why'd I give him that
Animals
voice? He
go
doesn't seem...
where?
He doesn't sound
Don't big
cool.
animals live on the ground and small ones live
Oh,
in
your
the
neck
trees?
really turns.
That makes sense, Phoebe. But I saw a picture of a big jaguar in a tree.
Frog.
The rainforest
Ah.
is home to many different kinds of reptiles and amphibians, like my frog Bella here.
Oh, that's hers, huh? You own the frog. Okay, there's ants. Or is it just a rock? They had nothing to say about it, shockingly. Bees! A plane burst out of the beehive, okay. Nothing to say about that. In the Australian rainforests, planes regularly land in beehives. And I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Another frog inside a Dr. Rabbit tooth. Must be one of his permanent molars. I hope that frog brushes every morning and at night. And brushes his tongue as well, as Dr. Rabbit teaches us to do. Huh? MSB closed captioning is on. Press the pause/break key on your keyboard. Yeah, MSB. MSB is what this game calls Magic Schoolbus. The runner program window that popped up when I started the game said play MSB demos. It's happy to call itself by its initials. I thought that was a very internet era thing, internet culture thing, calling stuff by that initials. I thought that was something the fans did, but this game was doing it back then. Well, I suppose there's nothing new about calling stuff by initials, but I feel like that, you know.
Wanda's toolbox
Let's play
isn't
Legend of
working?
Zelda Laws.
Click on it.
Going to play
Find out
Oot!
what's wrong.
Ocarina of Time. Or consoles, you call them. The GCN is what people call the GameCube. I understand, I never quite got why they don't just call it the GC, GameCube. Because the N is Nintendo. GameCube Nintendo. Which makes sense, but I don't know why they needed to throw that in there. But the one I never understood was the PlayStation 1. Even back when the thing was... Even back in 2003, they tended to call the PlayStation 1 the PSX. And I've never understood
You need a few hints
why-
about the rainforest
why
toolbox
they
is missing
call it an
material.
X.
Give the toolbox
I don't know where the X came from. The Sony has not got X in their name. The console doesn't have X in its name. The logos don't have X's. There's no X's anywhere. So why the X? I don't understand that. Well, now that I've put on the closed captioning, I don't need to listen to everything the kids say. You can read it there. I could just skip them gleefully. What the F was that, by the way? Huh? Liz to visit Rainforest. Is Liz the name of the iguana? Whatever that is. What on earth is that green thing coming down Miss Frizzle's shorts? It's a really weird crumple. But, I think it's time I went to the rainforest though. There's lots of stuff, whatever. Shut up, Phoebe. Yeah, I'm finally ready, Miss Frizzle. Mrs. Frizzle. The Costa Rican rainforest is the canonical rainforest that we visit in this game. That's worth noting down. You'll be quizzed on this after the field trip, kids. Yeah, that's right, it's one of those field trips. You gotta take notes. You gotta answer questions. If you forget to write something down, you'll fail the question. I forgot about this. A divine driver. I am a divine driver. Well, I do have a driving license. I got a driver's license. I wouldn't call myself a divine driver, but I'm not going to kill anybody at least. There's no danger with that. I'm a cautious driver. So which means I get shafted by everybody. That's how it goes. So what are we? We're that. Let's see. I like how this is the default face, by the way. The Frankenstein eyebrow. The male-looking hair, but the very pronounced lips. Lipsticked lips. In the middle of a massive toothy grin. Are these braces he's got on? I can't fault them for the range. Right, finally we got back to the original. Where? That one. What was that? Bing! Oh, whatever. Box. These sounds. There was it. That was it. Bing! Got a banana in his ear, just like John Arbuckle in that Garfield strip from the 1983. Instant cure for depression, according to John Arbuckle. Or Garfield, one of the two. That face has a lot of face to it. Thanks, Miss Frizzle. Good to get some positive feedback. I think we might as well be a dog. That's all hit with the kids these days. I think I like that one. But yeah, stick with that. No, it goes better with this there. It's just flat out Marge Simpson. I'm surprised I didn't get copyrighted for that. Marge Simpson's hair is probably trademarked. It's certainly instantly recognisable. That's got to be that one. Come on. Yeah, that's better. Mytiosis. And age, I would have been 10 when I played this. It's only fitting. Wonder if it does anything with it. Load old license. This is it. That's me. How do I move on now? I think Miss Frizzle probably said, but I didn't. It's probably clicking the snake, but I don't want to click snake in case it deletes all my progress.
You certainly are interesting to look at.
I love it. The game knows. The game knows you're just going to mess with this. Most games like this, educational children's games, it would say, "Wow, you look incredible." If you anything you did, it would just congratulate it. But not Miss Frizzle. She's every bit as sarcastic as I would be. There we are. Wild Ride certified. I like it. This game's already got more personality than every other 90s educational game. Just for that alone. You're certainly interesting to look at. Okay, she's telling us how to do things, but I'm an intelligent and capable adult. I don't need anybody to tell me anything. There's nothing I ever do that doesn't succeed. So, there's a spider. I was scared of spiders. I hope there's no photorealistics. There probably will. No, phew. I was actually turning my head away there, looking at the side of my eyes, just in case a massive spider banged on the screen.
guess what grew from that? More fruit trees.
Pooped the seeds out.
That for a
I
fruit.
remember the children talking about that. Yeah, I'm always afraid for photorealistic spiders. I shouldn't have said that to the internet now, but I have said it. I don't like spiders. Okay. What on earth is this? Oh, I thought he was going to start singing. Or she, I don't know, and so on. What's this? Trees by Carlos. Understory palm trees. Oh, I love that one.
Understory palms know that patience pays off. They survive for
Yeah,
years
patience
on
pays off.
tiny
Get me
amounts
out of here. Stop talking. I don't want to listen to you. I'm bored of this. Tired.
Check
Flowers.
this out. Many of the most beautiful flowering plants of the rainforest can live in people's houses.
Wow!
The visitors from the rainforest
Whoa!
that are best indoors are the understory plants. That's because they're used to growing without a lot of sunlight. The way I see it, home is wherever your roots are.
That's cute.
Do you have any wild relatives that live in the rainforest? Pineapples do, and they're
Do you
called-
have any wild
If you are a
relatives that live in the
member of-
rainforest? What on earth does he mean by that? What was that supposed to mean? You got any Aborigines in your family? Wild people? That's a little bit questionable. Oh, I'm sure they didn't mean that, but I don't know what they did mean.
You might even be chewing a piece of the rainforest right now.
Gum from
If you
rainforest
had gum,
trees might be in your
not
mouth.
only are
It's
rainforests
possible.
beautiful,
Forests are
they're
beneficial to
also
humanity.
beneficial
You
to
know, that's the
humanity.
thing that kind of bothers me about some of this old 90s environmentalism stuff. It all presented itself as
In the rainforest.
being very selfless and conscientious enough, but really a lot of it was really about saying, hey, it was really generally not about.
Right now, the saliva
It generally wasn't really about being good to the environment and helping the planet so much as securing our own survival. But a lot of this environmentalism stuff is like, well, maybe not, I don't know. They said, hey, we got to do this and that so that we can live, but that's not really looking out for the environment so much as ourselves. Maybe the best thing that we could do for the environment is just to all die. Maybe the human race needs to get lost, because I mean, if we weren't here, then if we weren't around, then all those death camps for animals that we call farms or slaughterhouses would all go bye-bye. There wouldn't be, millions of animals getting killed every day for food for humans. That would stop. That would be pretty good. Yeah, the human, really, when you think about it, a lot of problems would be solved if the human race just didn't exist. We'd solve not only the world's problems, but our own problems as well. You wouldn't be worried about you wouldn't be worried about what kind of coat, what colour, you wouldn't be worried about what kind of dress you're going to wear to the shuffle dance tomorrow. Or the school disco or what have you, if you were dead. That wouldn't be a problem for you.
Maybe your rainforest.
So yeah, I remember talking to Rob about this when I was like 12, just pointing this out to Rob. All of our problems would be solved if we just died. There'd just be no problems. There'd just be a bunch of space and rocks and clouds and stuff. It would just be going about its business and everything would be fine. Now, what are we doing? There was one part of this that I remember, one part of the rainforest. We've not even gone anywhere yet. Get out of here, crocodile. I don't know if I'm actually going to find it, but there was one of these fact things in this game that shows you, just talks about this type of beetle, some type of creature that gets these parasite bugs that get inside them and lay their eggs or something, and then the eggs burst out of their chests and kill them. Just like the chest bursters from Alien movies. I'm guessing that's where they got the inspiration from, this real-life insect thing. But they have an animation of it in this. They got a cartoony animation of the creature that they infest lying in bed looking sickly, like an actual bed, and they're unwell. And this thing just bursts out of their chest and kills them. And I thought, man, that's a horrible... Not only is that a horrible creature to exist that would do that to another thing, but That's a that's a horrible thing to, and then it's also quite a horrible thing to have that in a little children's game teaching children. But then they went and animated it as well, a cartoon for this. Like they pulled out all the stops to inform the children about this ghastly, gruesome thing. So that's a horrible animal. That's evolution for you. You don't know what you're going to get, I guess. Like again, the human race. Go where? Where are we going? Did I click one of those buttons? I was being too absent-minded to notice. Well, we're going to go somewhere at least. The magic school bus grows magic eagle wings and magically magicks through the air. Magic some smoke clouds of wahoo! Are we going to get another one? Did we get more words? No, we're just going to touch down in the rainforest. Alright, fine. And we're here in the understory, the undertale, if you will. That's pretty much exactly a perfectly appropriate joke for once. And now, but we're not going to, like, I don't know, avoid killing anything. Spoilers. We're going to, instead, let's get out of this stupid bus. That is the exit, right? Let's get out. Let's trust that. Let's just have faith in Miss Frizzle that we're not going to get pounced on by that right there, or by any other dangerous, deadly animals, or indeed any hostile natives to this anybody living in this rainforest that might be a little bit spooked by a giant magic yellow school bus flying in from the sky. But we don't have to worry about any of that. That's not going to happen to us. Don't worry. What's this? Oh, that's the bus. We can get back in the bus, but I don't want to do that. Let's talk to the kids. Life in the rainforest is so intricate. That was a pun. That was a pun worthy of Scooby-Doo. That was what that was, little girl. Go and sit in the corner.
Hey, Jaguar! Here, kitty kitty!
Yeah, I don't think you should do that.
Wanda, something tells me he doesn't want you to scratch him behind the ears and rub his belly.
Carlos. Okay, we're getting their names. They're taking all this really, really well, aren't they? Not the slightest... Blah!
There's so much to see and do. You
Not the slightest bit afraid for their lives.
Take my word. You can start anywhere.
Where's the coward boy?
Why not
Maybe he's already been
try
eaten.
plant or animal just to see what
Yeah, so Miss Frizzle would get taken in a more cynical, boring, miserable interpretation of the magic school bus. Miss Frizzle would get suspended for her like taking the children to these dangerous environments without their parents' permission.
Come on, class. This is the perfect time to take chances.
But we don't need to care about all of that adult silliness in this game, do we? We can let our minds run free.
Like it.
Arnold. Yeah, Arnold. Isn't he the one that had the R on his shirt earlier? And his name's Arnold, with an A at the start. What's this?
All right, class. Let's take it to the bridge.
Okay, Miss Frizzle.
At least to the river.
Hey! Whoa!
Just ask and I'll deliver. Here we are at the river. Now, let's take a look.
Anything you say, Miss Frizzle. Oh, how dare that fall?
This big thing is the smoky frog, and it's one of the
Oh, his name's Ralphie now.
Costa Rica's rainforest.
Arnold must have been someone else. There's Liz, the lizard. Oh, look, lizard. I didn't even realise that. I didn't think of that. Lizard. That's where its name come from. What's Carlos got?
Anyone for a machaca sandwich?
I don't know what that is, Carlos.
Fruit-eating fish are awfully tasty.
Fruit-eating fish.
Sure.
Oh yeah, it's the one that was in the
Gut it,
tank.
skin it, and clean it first.
You've heard fruit-eating fish are awful tasty. You'd never heard of fruit-eating fish at all in the class. Peanut butter and jelly. That's actually what Britain would call peanut butter and jam, apparently. American jelly is British jam. And British jelly is American gel-O.
To some, powerful butterfly is...
Man, I'm already sick of this. There's nothing.
Welcome, intrepid
Oh, that's right. The
explorers.
plot is that we're trying to collect a bunch of stuff to put in the box, but I'm a boring 30-year-old man. There. No. There. What's this?
This glass frog just laid some eggs on that leaf over the
A
street.
glass frog. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. A glass frog. This story inspired me to... Well, back in... Let's lay some groundwork for this. Back in my primary 6th year, like I said, we learned about the rainforest, and we also learned about a period of Scottish history where there was a war between two groups called the Jacobites and the Hanoverians. And this was basically a big battle about who was the rightful king of Britain, I think. There was this guy called Bonnie Prince Charlie, who was some prince man called Charlie, and they all thought he should be the king for some reason. He was the rightful king, but he wasn't the king. And the people that believed he was the rightful king were called the Jacobites, and the Hanoverians were the ones that didn't think any such thing. They thought the actual king was the proper king. And
Lick around.
the Hanoverians were generally associated with the English. So the Scottish education system being what it is, this complex political turmoil was taught to us as the Jacobites are the good guys and they're Scotland, and the Hanoverians are the bad guys and they're England. And Bonnie Prince Charlie was the rightful king and the other guy wasn't. I've not bothered revisiting that subject since then, but I'm guessing that it's not as simple as that, to say the least. But either way, at some point after we learned that stuff, we got asked to write a little short story about the Jacobites and Hanoverians period. A short story set in the Jacobites and Hanoverians times. And so, what I did... Well, first... Frizzle, no. What I did was, I started writing the story. The first thing I did was begin it with some guy, some Scottish explorer had returned from the Costa Rican rainforest here and discovered a glass frog. And the first thing that happened to me was the teacher complained, saying that didn't happen. I was too young and ignorant to know that they weren't exploring the rainforest in 17 whatever. But that's not the point. That's not the meat and potatoes of this. The meat and potatoes of this is that I wrote this short story to be one of the most ridiculous things ever. There was a policeman in the Jacobite village called PC Muldoon, I think, and he was going to get revealed to be a time-travelling policeman from the future who'd come back, for reasons I've forgotten now, to save the world or something. And our plucky hero ended up in some haunted mansion at some point and going on a minecart chase with Frankenstein's monster chasing after him. It was really good and I was really pleased with it, but I got shouted at by the teacher and cried, and I was very sad, and that's the ending of that. So, anyway, what is this? Build a lizard. Lizard racer. Okay, we got to make the best lizard we can in order to race. Let's make a good feats for the lizard. Go. I think there's a correct way to do this. There's some scientific fact about the way lizards actually are that you've got to know. Here we go. Come on, lizard. Cross the water. Get over there. Oh no, he didn't make it. He didn't manage to cross all the way over the water. You postcode lottery lizard. What's the world coming to when you can't even walk over a body of water? Oh, alright, let's get back to the monkey castle. Click the reset button. Which one's that? That arrow? Wasn't immediately obvious. I don't remember having trouble finding these buttons as a child. I think I've become more stupid. Well, is it the... I think it's the big feet with the better thing. But there's only so many combinations. Interesting? I think that means it's a failure. Let's see though. Oh, he made it that time, yeah. Yeah, I was right, the big feet are what matter. You gotta have large feet. That's how Jesus made it. Oh, I guess they didn't document that. Well, I mean, it wasn't an important detail.
Look at that lizard go! You just broke a record! Click the reset button to build another basilisk, and that's no monkey business.
Why would I build another one? I just won the game. What's the point? I guess I can experiment. Let's see what happens to nothing. Let's get out of here. I'm 30. I don't know why I keep saying that as if that's an actual excuse. I keep saying that as if it's as if I've actually got a point. I know I don't. I'm still me. I'm playing this in the first place, and I have been for an hour, and I'm loving every second of it, actually, but... Well, when you get older, kids, you just use your... When you get older, you start to use your age as an excuse. Like, it doesn't matter if it's true, you just say it. I'm sure that's how it works, at least. I've got a pretty strong confidence that most things that adults say, I'm an adult, I don't need to do this. I'm a lawyer, I don't need to scrub the floor. Like, I'm a PhD, I'm a PhD student, I don't need to milk a cow. Like, they just say it because they can. If you can use an excuse to get out of doing something, then you will. If an 8-year-old boy could pull something like that so that he didn't have to do his English homework, then he would. But he's just... Society hasn't provided him any excuses to do that yet. You know, that's what I'm saying. When a person pulls age as like the rank, I'm 50, I don't need to do this. They're full of it. They're just grabbing some low-hanging fruit. If society expected 2-year-olds to do all the lawyer work and medical doctor work, then what was I even trying to say with that? If they expected 2-year-olds to do that, then 2-year-olds would do it. And if you were 50, then you would not be expected to be able to do that. Well, whatever. I had some sort of... I think I was on my way to making a point with that, but I lost it in stupidity. What's this? The bus. That's what it is. We can go that way or that way.